Good morning, everyone. Boker Tov. I'm here with Dini in Brooklyn, New York for a wedding that we had last night. And as I'm here in New York City, I'm thinking about the topic of leadership. You see, New York City is going to have its Democratic primary next week, and the mayor of this city will be elected in the primary to run, and we know that in New York, typically, the Democrat candidate wins. So whoever wins the primary next week will be the new mayor of New York City. And shockingly, one of the candidates is an individual by the name of Ram Mandani, who is a declared anti-Israel, anti-Zionist. So much so that he condemned Israel's pager attack on the Hezbollah terrorists. Furthermore, he said openly that he will never visit Israel. He is opposed to the state of Israel. He doesn't recognize the state of Israel. And he went so far to say that if Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu came to New York City, he would have him arrested on war crime charges. Now, you would think a candidate like that wouldn't be anywhere in the polls. But horribly and shockingly, he is neck to neck with the other leading candidate, which is Andrew Cuomo. And there are some polls that actually show him leading in the polls. And you can imagine who all of his supporters are. These are all anti-Zionists, all the protesters who we see in the streets calling for the globalizing intifada. These are his backers and his supporters. And this made me think about the subject of leadership, because when you see who may potentially be the leader here, you're grateful for the leaders that we have in the state of Florida, who are generally all supportive and pro-Israel and anti-Hamas, anti-terrorism. This week's Torah portion is about the leadership of Moses. Now, you would think, who could ask for a better leader than Moses himself? But yet we find in this week's Torah portion that the Jews don't stop complaining about everything, including the manna, the food from heaven, and Moses cannot bear it anymore. And he cries out to God after the Jews say, we remember the good times in Egypt, the leek, the melon, the fish that we ate free of charge. And Moses says, I can't take it anymore. And he says, God, did I give birth to this nation? Did I have to carry them in my bosom? Do I have to bear the burden of this nation? And he says, if that's my lot, please kill me and do not let me see this evil. And you read this week's Torah portion, you say, how could the Jews complain about the leadership of Moses? Who could ask for a better leader than Moshe Rabbeinu? After all, he took them out of Egypt, performed 10 plagues, split the sea, gave them the Torah, cared for them lovingly. And what the Torah is trying to teach us is that we are all susceptible to focusing on the negative rather than the positive. No matter how much good we experienced, human nature is that there's something called negativity bias. Our mind is drawn to that which is lacking, that which is negative in our lives, overlooking all the good and not appreciating all the good. And there are many reasons for that. One reason is because the good you take for granted. It doesn't take any effort. It doesn't require anything. The negative in your life demands a response, demands taking responsibility and fixing the problem. And therefore it's just easier to complain and kvetch rather than be grateful for all the good in your life. And research shows that negativity bias is that it takes 5 positive experiences to counteract and to balance out one negative experience. You could have a wonderful day, but one thing goes wrong and that's all you're thinking about. And therefore we have to work hard to appreciate all the blessings that we have and never take our blessings for granted. And sometimes when you see what the potential could be, like here in New York City, what kind of a mayor they may have, God forbid, you start realizing how grateful you are. And that's why this week's Torah portion teaches us a lesson to always be grateful and appreciative of our blessings. I saw a story that there was this elderly woman in a hospital bed. She was in the hospital, and every time a nurse or a doctor came in, or even a cleaning staff member, she would greet them with the biggest smile and the warmest hello and good morning, good afternoon, the most cheerful patient. One of the nurses said, you're so happy, you're always smiling, you're always warm and greeting us with so much love. How do you do that? And she said the following. She said, before I got to the hospital in my home, if somebody would come to my home I would open the door, and the first thing I would do is I would get up to greet them. Then I would find them a comfortable chair in the apartment, in the house. Then I would offer them a cold drink. Then I would ask them if they would like something to eat. And I would take such good care of my guests. She said, here in the hospital bed, I can't get out of bed to greet you, to stand up for you. I can't offer you a comfortable chair at the table. I can't get you a cold drink or something to eat. And so all I have left is my smile, my warmth. And so therefore I shine and smile at everyone with the warmest, biggest smile I can to show you how much I am grateful for you coming into my room, taking care of me, looking after me. That's the mindset we all have to adopt. We have to smile and be joyous and be grateful and count all the blessings of our lives. Have a wonderful day.